Hi guys, this is Rishi and this is a quick update on the Scrambler build that we are doing. That's my good friend Jaideep.
Right.
He's been working on this for what, about 3 weeks now? 3-4 weeks?
3 weeks.
2-3 weeks. So since the last time, since that time we've managed to put the front and the rear end of the Triumph Scrambler onto the chassis of this Interceptor. And I'll just let Jaideep take us through what all we've done and what were the major adjustments we had to do to get this setup correct. Of course, there's a lot more work that is yet to be done, but we'll just speak about all the important bits, and then I'll of course keep posting about the newer things that are coming up on my Instagram page, and then maybe do a video again later. All you, Jaideep.
Hi everyone. So as you can see, the front and rear end is off the actual Scrambler, and it's been installed on the accidental Interceptor frame for mocking up and for the sizing. So what we've managed to do with the front as of now is both the forks, they've been opened up, cleaned and serviced, and this is a stock Interceptor T, and this is the aluminum pin that we've pulled out from the Scrambler T. And as Rishi must have posted already, that we've made a custom aluminum pin and we fitted it in the Scrambler lower yoke, and we managed to get it fixed into the Interceptor. The front is perfectly fine and it is sorted, and the handle is really light. So we'll be retaining the front end as it is, and for me the front as of now is complete with the new set of bearings and everything. And now we can come to the rear. In the rear, it was actually a lot of fun getting it fixed up. Luckily, the suspension aligns perfectly with the stock mounts. The width of the rubber bushings in the Scrambler and the Interceptor are actually exactly the same, so we didn't have to do any adjustment as it is. So it just bolted on directly. This is where the major work happened. You can bring the camera this side.
Yeah.
So this is where the major work happened. This is where the axle for the rear swing arm sits. So as you can see, we've pulled out the rear swing arm from the Interceptor, and that has been replaced by the all aluminum setup. Both the ends were machined down by 3mm. We had a new set of bushings. We've retained the stock Interceptor axle, as we didn't want to play around with the frame or the fitting.
Yeah.
So this, as of now, you can say it's a proper bolt-on setup. And Rishi, can you bring the camera here? So as you can see, this is the rear suspension. This is the rear foot peg and exhaust mount, and it is going to hit when the suspension moves up and down. When the swing arm moves up and down, it is going to hit.
Yeah.
So this will have to be brought out almost by an inch.
Yeah. So I think this is a better angle to sort of show it.
Yeah, you can see how it is going to hit.
It's going to hit, so we'll have to pull this out just a little bit.
So this will sit wider.
Yeah.
And the rear rim has been flipped, as the rotor sits on the other side in the Interceptor. So now it is on the right side. The tire direction is incorrect. We still have to fix it.
Yeah.
And this is still in the raw form. We chopped the caliper mount and we flipped it, as Rishi already posted on Instagram. So this currently is set up and it's aligned perfectly. So just the pads need to go in, and the rear braking is all set up.
How have we mounted the rear carriage?
So this has like a stopping pin in front,
Yeah.
which was brought from the other side and welded here. So now it sits in a slot so that your caliper mount doesn't spin. This part still has to be grinded and finished. You won't see the welding once it's done.
Yeah.
So it'll look clean and will appear like a factory finish.
Mm-hmm.
Now the major work sits here. The next step for the coming week is going to be we'll be fitting this swing arm in one of the Interceptors I've got here and checking for alignment if the chain sits straight. Then we'll proceed with looking for another sprocket, as the pitch and the tooth count for your Scrambler is entirely different from the Interceptor. So we'll probably do a custom rear sprocket and retain the front as it is. We still want to work on the gearing. So let's see. That is next. First we'll check for the alignment, and then we'll proceed with what sprocket we're going to use. So that's it for now. The front is complete. The rear installation is complete. We just have to make space for the swing arm to move. And we're pretty sorted here, I think. We should be completing this very soon.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And Jagdeep, I can see that the front rake angle is pretty sharp right now. So
Yeah, this is a twisted frame. As you can see,
Yeah.
there's a hump right here, and if you can bring the camera here, you'll see how badly it got twisted.
Yeah.
I won't mention who was riding, but as you can see, it's all aligned to the left and pushed in. So this was in a head-on collision, this frame. But the mounting for the rear swing arm and the mounting for the front yokes was fully intact. So we used it as a mock-up frame to get the adjustments right, because we don't want two motorcycles opened up at the same time. So this is serving the job pretty well. Yeah.
So this bike actually went through a head-on collision, so that's why the chassis is bent this way. But in reality, the front forks will come in this line.
Yeah, the rake isn't going to change. The rake angle will stay exactly as it was on the Interceptor, because we're not playing with the frame or the neck, which is what determines your rake angle.
Absolutely.
So it is going to be elongated. It will be a longer front end, but it is going to be in the same angle.
Yeah.
So it won't change much. So this, you can see, was what was the actual LCD speedometer on the Scrambler. So this is busted, this is fried, and we'll be using the mount to get the Interceptor's speedo console fitted. So it looks, what we're trying for is a factory finish. We want a sleeper look. We don't want something which looks like it's a custom job. We don't want that. We want something that looks very subtle.
Yeah.
And so the foot pegs, front and rear, will be retained from the Scrambler. We'll be using them on the Interceptor. Hopefully the rear tail, the front end is going to sit as it is. We're going to use the front headlamp, the casing.
This is the fender.
And the aluminum
all
fender.
aluminum.
Yeah, it's an all aluminum fender. It'll be cleaned up nicely and it'll sit in the stock fitting.
Yeah.
So it is all going to look all factory and no custom work.
And you see, the good thing is that a lot of the parts on the Scrambler, they are fully made out of aluminium, and they are a lot lighter than what was there on the Interceptor.
Very lighter.
We are expecting for some.
We'll be doing a weight calculation in the end. We'll weigh both the parts, what all we've swapped out, and everything that's going in, to get a rough estimate of how much weight we're saving.
Yeah.
Even though it's a Scrambler and weight saving is not on top of our list, but still it'll be good to know, if you're swapping out with the high quality components, how much weight you can save.
Yeah.
So, very excited to get it done as soon as possible.
Absolutely.
Let's see.
I think the bike is also got a lot taller as well. And this is I'm about 5'8". My camera is on my chest, and you can see that the handlebar is almost at the same height.
Yeah, but again, it'll sit a little lower. The handlebar is at some odd angle. I don't know,
but as it is, it looks a lot taller.
Yeah, it'll be taller. But the good part is it's not like a front high bike.
Yeah,
it is getting raised up, so the geometry isn't changed.
Yeah.
So it'll be pretty balanced. Better than stock, I'm sure.
Yeah. So I think that's all for this video. I will still try to make at least one video per week. Of course, all the updates, all the minor parts, and all the fabrication that we are doing, I keep posting that on Instagram, so you can check that out. Apart from that, the next video should come out next week with, of course, maybe we'll figure out the sprockets by that time, right?
Yeah.
And of course we have to figure something out for the master cylinder as well. And once all that is done, then we'll install it on a working Interceptor.
Then it goes on Rishi's bike. All the anodizing, will be getting the front end anodized.
Yeah.
All the finishing touches will be in the end. We want it mechanically 100%. Once we're satisfied, once Rishi has a couple of test runs done and he's satisfied with how the setup is running, Then we'll be working on the finer details of making it cosmetically presentable. As of now, we want it to be 100% perfect mechanically. After that, we'll look at the other stuff. So.
And those of you who feel that I'm not working the camera really well, I'm sorry, I'm still an amateur at this. Please bear with me.
Yeah.
The idea is to just show you guys what's happening. And
yeah, if anyone has any inputs or any suggestions, something that we might be missing out or something that we might have to, any ideas for the build, anything else that can be incorporated in the final product, please feel free to, inform us and share your thoughts.
Yeah.
We're always welcome to new suggestions.
Yeah. In the next video, I'm thinking about giving you guys a little tour of Jaideep's dealership as well. As we know, there's a vintage store on the other side as well. It's got some pretty interesting Royal Enfields out there. And yeah, I think that's it for this video.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Please do like, share, and subscribe. What is it?
That's it, I guess.
Please click on the bell icon so that you get to know whenever I post a new video.
Yeah.
And I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.
Thank you.